My boss told me to follow every rule exactly. So I did, and he lost a $90,000 contract. I, 32M, work in logistics coordination, which is basically the unglamorous backbone of shipping, scheduling, and client management. I've been doing it for years, and while most people would find it boring, I'm good at it because I understand the one thing that actually keeps operations running smoothly: people, not rules. Our biggest client, Harbor Gate, brings in close to $90,000 a year, and they stick with us because we're flexible. If they need a last-minute change, I make it happen. If a document is missing, I fill it in. If a signature is needed, I track someone down. We built a relationship based on trust, consistency, and efficiency, something you can't create with a binder full of procedures. Then corporate hired Mason, a fresh out of business school department head who walked in on his first day acting like he was about to revolutionize the industry. He had that polished corporate leader look, expensive shirt, fake motivational smile, and a clipboard he carried everywhere like it came with a degree. He started talking immediately about tightening operations and eliminating informal workflow habits. I've seen guys like him before, so I didn't think much of it. Until he dropped a 72-page rulebook on us. He made us attend a mandatory meeting where he lectured the entire department like we were children who couldn't be trusted not to stick forks into electrical outlets. At the end of the meeting, he looked directly at me, the person who handled most of the complicated client relationships, and said, "From now on, you will follow every rule, every form, every step. No exceptions. No shortcuts. No favors." I asked him, "Even for Harbor Gate?" And he answered, "Especially for Harbor Gate. I want them to respect our procedures." Fine. He wanted rules followed to the letter? I could do that. About 2 weeks later, Harbor Gate emailed me an urgent request. They needed a route change immediately because one of their shipments got delayed on their end, and if we didn't fix it fast, the entire chain would fall apart. Normally, I handle this in about 20 minutes. But Mason's rulebook required that all change requests come through a printed and signed Form 14B, approved by 2 supervisors, uploaded into the central system, confirmed in the tracking database, and absolutely no verbal or email approvals allowed. Harbor Gate emailed me, "We need this rerouted ASAP. Please handle." I replied, "Per new management guidelines, I cannot process this until Form 14B is completed. Please print, sign, and return." They responded almost instantly, confused and frustrated, saying they were on the road and didn't have access to a printer. They asked if they could just approve via email like they had done for years. Normally, I would have said yes without hesitation. Under Mason's dictatorship, I couldn't. So I told them I couldn't proceed without the form. Hours passed. The departure window closed. Their shipment sat untouched because I was following the rules exactly as instructed. That one delay snowballed into a 3-day nightmare for them. When Harbor Gate finally called, they weren't mad at me, they were furious at the company. They asked, "We've never had these issues before. What changed?" And I told them the truth. New management implemented a strict rule policy. I'm required to follow it. The next morning, we received their official termination notice. 3 days lost for them, $90,000 lost for us. When Mason found out, he burst into my office holding the termination notice like it was a crime scene report. His face was pale, his voice was cracking, and he yelled that I had cost the company a major client. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I simply pulled out the rulebook he wrote, flipped to the page he highlighted in the meeting, and read his own words back to him. "All employees must follow every rule with 0 exceptions. No shortcuts. No favors." He went completely silent and walked out. Corporate, however, was not silent. They launched an internal review. They pulled emails, interviewed staff, looked through the ridiculous rulebook he forced on us, and traced exactly how the loss happened. 3 weeks later, Mason was fired, not transferred, not reassigned, but fired. 2 executives even thanked me privately, telling me, sometimes bad policies need to fail publicly before anyone realizes how bad they are. So yes, I followed every rule exactly as Mason demanded. And he lost a $90,000 client because of it. Malicious compliance at its absolute finest.